we do that, let's get into since we're on the superhero stuff, let's talk about Black Panther. So you already heard the rumors that was going on that Marvel is looking to recast T'Challa, and that's only a matter of time before that's going to happen. So I don't even think it's a rumor. I do believe that Black Panther is a franchise that is too great and too important to just throw by the wayside because people are feeling like, oh, y'all are disrespecting Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick Boseman is the only one that can play Black Panther. I don't agree with that. Just like y'all can find 5 million damn people to play Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, and all these other white people, I don't think that we people of color, especially when it's slim pickings in regards of characters and superheroes and things of that nature that we have out here, we should not be gatekeeping that only one specific Black person can play a superhero. Y'all did the same crap with Blade. We need to stop with that. I love me some Wesley Snipes. I love all the Blades except Trinity, but there needs to come a certain point where we need to be open to rebooting characters and seeing stories being told in that world. Not saying that it would be disrespectful to Chadwick Boseman, because I love Chadwick Boseman and I like what he did with Black Panther. Unfortunately, he's no longer here. And like I said, Black Panther made way too much money at the box office and is way too important to the culture for us to let that go by the wayside. So, um, and I'm sure y'all all saw Black Panther because, when he passed away, and then they did what they did with Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And I know there's some pundits out here who are like, oh, they should have just recast and brought in somebody new, da 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 da. And I'm like, it's easy for y'all to say that because if you're a white pundit and you're speaking on this, you're not understanding, the significance of Black Panther. So it's like we can't sit up in here and just act like Chadwick Boseman ain't dead, and just for the sake of the story, we could just bring somebody new up in here. They had to kind of go in the direction they went, where it's like he died, the sister comes in, they're grieving, all that other stuff. So even though Black Panther Wakanda Forever had its issues, I'm not mad at the direction they took. But I do feel like at this point, because there's been a lot of time passed and we're moving into a different direction, and the idea of multiverses and the fact that they're talking about the Fantastic Four was going to be taking place, I believe, in the 60s, and how they're going to come into modern times or a current time, they could do the same thing where they got multiverse. And don't get me wrong, I get irritated with the whole multiverse thing, but if that's the angle y'all going to use and make it work, then I'm here for it. As long as if it's a good story and, all that good stuff. So, they're talking about Avengers, while Avengers Secret Wars Black Panther may be a variant, we think Toussaint is going to be aged up before picking up where his father left off in the Mutant Saga. Now, with all that in mind, they have a list they came up with this whole idea over at comicbook.com. 6 actors, excuse me, who could take over the role of, Black Panther in the MCU. So I thought as a class, we can get into that and, see what you guys think. If y'all have any other names, y'all can also drop them in the comments. So their first choice, number 6, would be Aldous Hodge. Now, y'all already know I love Aldous Hodge. I love him over there on Cross. I actually liked, look, he was the best thing in my opinion as Hawkman in Black Adam. Black Adam was not a good movie. There were elements of the movie that I liked. Overall, it wasn't a good film. I don't even think Dwayne Johnson did what needed to be done. Him trying to play like this stoic anti-hero type, it just wasn't working. You didn't convince me, sir. But overall, I did like parts of the film, and I feel like out of everybody, Hawkman was the best part, and that's because Aldous Hodge could pretty much, you could put him in the worst on the planet, and they kind of did with Black Adam. But if you're a good enough actor, you can make any scenario work. That's kind of like with Meryl Streep. People say she could read the phone book, and she'd be convincing. Same thing I get with, Glenn Close also, because when she did that scene of reenacting Dorit calling Camille Grammer the "see you next Tuesday" and all that other stuff, that was the cackle of all cackles. Y'all could go online and look up that video. But anyway, I feel the same way about Aldous Hodge. And like I said, I love him on Cross. It's a great show. If you have not checked it out over on Prime Video, definitely give that show a shot. It is getting another season. So definitely check that show if you got a chance. So, and also me looking at Aldous, he definitely has the physicality to play T'Challa. I also think he could bring a different edge to him, whereas Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa came with this sense of uncertainty and this whole thing of like, well, T'Chaka was killed in the explosion, so now I have to step up to the mantle and become Black Panther. There was a sort of uncertainty there. If you go into this new Black Panther, what all this could bring to it is sort of this sense of confidence. He's got a little edge to him. He's already been in, he's deep in the pocket of being Black Panther. So if you could bring sort of that energy and that swag and that sense of edge to this character and not have him just sort of like, oh, well, I don't know if I can be, if I have the ability of what it takes to want to take over and rule Wakanda. Like, we don't need that. We don't need no origin story and all that other stuff. Just have him already in the situation and have him give us that edge and that sort of thing. I'm here for it. So they were also saying that Hodge would be well-received choice to bring either a T'Challa variant or an adult version of the boy we first met in Wakanda Forever to life on screen. However, there's still plenty of other exciting possibilities. So I know a lot of people are not really feeling the idea of him being like the son of T'Challa, but if you could find a way to make him a variant, I would be here for that. But if y'all gonna age him up, then we'll see. But how y'all gonna make Lupita Nyong'o look like his mother if he's gonna be an adult version of her? Even though we've seen movies where there's actresses who there was like a 5 or 7 year age difference, like I guess Colin Farrell and Angelina Jolie playing his mother and Alexander, and they wasn't that far in age. I mean, away from each other in age. So the next person they picked is someone by the name of Jovan Adepo. I'm not really familiar with him, but they said he has appeared in such projects such as Fences, Mother, Explanation Point, Babylon, and His Three Daughters. And they said on TV, we might have seen him in shows such as The Leftovers, Jack Ryan, When They See Us, and Three Body Problem. Now, I will say this. I did watch Three Body Problem, so when they said that, I was like, oh, yeah, I remember him. Because I did like that show. That was over on Netflix, if you haven't seen that. When They See Us, I have not gotten around to see that. Jack Ryan, I definitely enjoyed. The Leftovers, I had heard so much about that because I know Justin Theroux was a part of that show. And y'all used to I just knew the show for the controversy. Everybody talking about his peen print. So that's what I'm familiar with. But overall, this actor, besides, like I said, Three Body Problem and Jack Ryan, I'm not really familiar with his body of work. But they also said that, he was in such projects such as He was Hooded Justice, in Watchmen, the series. And so he's definitely got the talent and all the other stuff. But as far as seeing him as T'Challa, sorry, but no. It's nice that y'all trying to diversify this list, but I don't see him as T'Challa. Now, the next person they picked is John David Washington, who is the son, or maybe not know, is the son of Denzel Washington. And over the years, John David Washington has definitely proven himself to be a household name, a force to be reckoned with in regards of talent. And of course, you already know the spoiler that his father is supposed to make an appearance, Denzel, in Black Panther 3 because he spoiled that when he was out promoting Gladiator 2. He went off and said that, that Ryan Coogler is writing a part for him. So to have that sort of wink, wink nod of John David Washington being in the movie as T'Challa, a variant T'Challa, and then having Denzel in the film, I don't know who they're gonna have him play. Probably like somebody who is a king of some part of Wakanda. They'll figure all that out. But he does give me ruler tease. I don't know if they'll probably have him be a villain. I mean, it would be cool to see Denzel's a villain. I mean, he won an Oscar for playing one with Training Day, so I could definitely see him kind of going into that. But we'll see whatever Ryan Coogler decides to come up with. But so far, I would say Aldous Hodge and John David Washington are my top 2 choices. And I like John David Washington. He was in Black Klansman. He was also in, and that was an okay movie. The Creator, I actually like. I went to movies to see that. And you want to talk about somebody who could direct an action film and on a small budget and make it look expensive? The director of that movie did that. I also think, I forget the director's name, but I believe he's also directing the new Jurassic World movie with Scarlett Johansson. And then, of course, he did Tenet. I still don't understand what the hell was going on in that movie, but I will say this. I enjoyed Tenet for what it was. Shout out to Christopher Nolan, but I like Tenet, even though, like I said, I didn't know what the hell I was watching. And as many times as I've watched that movie trying to figure it out, I still am confused. And I have to ask one of my friends if he understood that freaking movie because he's a hardcore Christopher Nolan fan. I'm a Denis Villeneuve fan, so we have other, and their styles are kind of similar, and like the aesthetic and the overall original type of projects that they go and they make. And even if they do remake versions of something that already exists, like Denis with Dune and Christopher Nolan with the Batman trilogy, they find ways to put an original, or an interesting original or entertaining spin, maybe all three, on something that on a pre-existing IP and their original content as well. So yeah, that's all I got to say on him. Now, the next person that they have is John Boyega. Now, I like John Boyega. I still feel like we need justice for John Boyega after they did him dirty in them damn Star Wars trilogies, the sequel ones. Like, I liked him in The Force Awakens. But then after that, it just seemed like y'all were on the right track with him, and then y'all kind of just backpedaled on wanting what y'all were going to do with his character. And y'all basically just had him running around, wasting our time and his time, just trying to make him like give him something to do. And it's like y'all didn't know what to do with his character. I mean, but then sidebar, I did kind of like the idea they were kind of alluding that there might have been some homoerotic chemistry between him and Oscar Isaac. I would have loved to have shipped that situation if they would have went there, but it just feels like y'all were trying to do something like be more diverse with the franchise, and then you know the incels got on social media with their woke BS and started trying to, go in, and it feels like that people behind the Star Wars trilogy got scared and they tried to back off a little bit because you had the racist incels that would get online and making comments about him and Kelly Marie Tran and any kind of diversity they were trying to bring to Star Wars. When I'm like, if it's long ago in a galaxy far, far away, y'all can accept all these different aliens from worlds, but God forbid we have a black person, an Asian girl, and a Latino like Oscar Isaac, but I don't think he got as much heat as they went after John Boyega and Kelly Marie Tran, who got to the point where she almost quit Hollywood because y'all was over there bullying. So I wouldn't mind John Boyega, but I feel like it would be somewhat divisive if y'all were to put him in there, especially because Star Wars and Black Panther are part under the umbrella of Disney. So I don't know if the way that they did John, I doubt he would even want to become like jump on another Disney run franchise. So as much as I like him, I would rather him just continue to go out and do original work than wanting to subject himself to getting hurt again because of the shenanigans that Disney's unoriginal behinds want to do behind the scenes. So now the next person that we have is someone by the name of Kelvin Harrison Jr. Now I'm not familiar with Kelvin, but this is who they put on this list. And they said that he's been in such projects as It Comes at Night. He also starred in The Trial of the Chicago 7, Cyrano, Elvis, Chevalier, and Mufasa the Lion King. Funny enough, the only thing I've seen on this list was Elvis. But I think I've heard of Chevalier, but I haven't gotten around to seeing it though. I did see Elvis though. Now, the actor's previous roles, they said, have proven to us that he could play King T'Challa with ease. While a big budget action role feels like the logical next step in his career, why not throw him in the deep end with Black Panther? Well, that might be cute or whatever, but I'm sorry, but I don't see this guy playing the part. As much as, yes, he is a good looking guy. I mean, I don't know, but then again, I am here for the possibility of picking younger, newer, unknown talent to kind of come in, so there's no ties to anything, and it's like give them an opportunity to have a moment and do what they need to do in these films instead of us, back, throwing shade or being like, no, we don't want nobody new. I always say like, yeah, find an unknown. But if he has the chops, then I'd be here for it. But I don't know. I guess probably because I'm not familiar with him, I don't see him as T'Challa. But maybe if you pick somebody who is not pretty much an unknown, that's a new clean slate, and it's an opportunity for them to prove to people that what, he's up for the task of playing Black Panther. Now their number one choice, because this is number two, the number one choice that they pick, and I know this might be controversial, and I don't know if it'll happen. I don't even think it'll happen. They said Michael B. Jordan. Now, you already know Michael B. Jordan has already appeared in the movie twice, in both the original Black Panther and Wakanda Forever. He was like in a dream sequence or whatever, when Shuri took the drug or whatever the case was, and she hallucinated him. And it was like having her emotional moment of fighting through her demons so that she could fully become Black Panther as she does in the comics. But, he played Eric Killmonger. Hey, Auntie. Remember that iconic line? And look, we already know Michael B. Bakari Jordan is fine as hell. He got body, yada, yada. He could definitely pull it off. He definitely has the range of what it takes to be a superhero. And I would love to see him in a superhero. Look, I've been saying that I would like to see him as Blade, but that ain't gonna happen. But look, he about to be a variant of Blade when he do that Sinners movie where he's allegedly battling vampires. That's the rumor. I don't necessarily know if that is about vampires, but that's the rumor that's floating around. So we're just gonna go with it for now until we find out the official plot of the film. But as far as like with him playing Eric Killmonger and then him coming in, I feel like it would be interesting to us. Look, if we could set up out here and y'all can make Robert Downey Jr. a damn variant and Chris Evans allegedly a variant, and then y'all have Haley Atwell coming back and allegedly playing a variant, then why can't we have Eric Killmonger come back or Michael B. Jordan come back as a variant and make him in an alternate universe or a multiverse, as we like to call it, a Black Panther? So why not? So if they can find a way to make him a T'Challa variant in Secret Wars and that sort of thing, then I'll be here for it. And I think that because Michael B. Jordan comes, he's well known in the industry, I don't know if people would be that upset. Although, you're always going to get people within the fandom that is always going to be pissed off about something. But I could definitely see that. Now, in regards of, because I was going to say, let's go back to this other picture. Now, in regards my overall thoughts on this. Look, I know some people feel a way about a T'Challa recast. Well, as I said before, this character is way too important not to bring in a new actor and to keep the franchise going. You know how much money Disney and the MCU have made from Black Panther? So why would you leave all that money on the table and not want to give this franchise a revival? It's way too important to the industry and to the culture for us to not have a Black-led superhero film continue. So I'm here for a reboot of sorts. Because at first, I thought they were going to go with the T'Challa Jr. angle, and I was kind of here for it. But then I was reading some of the comments online. I was like, you know what? Maybe it would be best to kind of just do a multiverse reboot situation where we have a new actor come in and play the character rather than just being like, oh, it's T'Challa Jr., the son of T'Challa Sr., and coming in and taking on the mantle. So maybe they should just reboot it and just pick a T'Challa from the multiverse. So another thing I should point out, YouTuber at she_dreadsme revealed that they reached out to some of the to their industry contacts and said that they were told that John Boyega, Damson Idris, who John Boyega, we already know who he's from. Damson Idris, who was messing around with Lori Harvey, but who wasn't messing around with her? He's from Snowfall, and Swarm. And David Oyelowo, who's from Selma and the show Silo over there on Apple TV Plus. He was also in that. I forgot the name of the show that he was a part of, but he was in this show where he played like a Black Ranger that was capturing criminals and stuff. I forgot the freaking name of it. It's over there on Paramount Plus. It's a Taylor Sheridan show. Very good show. I watched the whole season. If y'all get a chance, definitely check it out. Lorman Bass Reeves. That's what it was called. It's funny how that just popped in my head. But yeah, Lorman Bass Reeves. That's what it's called. If you have a chance, definitely check that out over on Paramount Plus. It's a really good show. And it's based on a real life bounty. I think it was a bounty hunter or something or another. So yeah, there was one of three people that, according to she_dreadsme, they were originally the three that were offered the role of Black Panther, but they turned it down. So out of all of those three choices, I could definitely see Damson taking over the part. Because not only has his name been floating around for a while, his career is on the rise, and he's a good actor. He's English, like Idris Elba and the rest of them. So, I could definitely see that. And I also heard that he almost nabbed the role of Jon Stewart in the Lantern series before Aaron Pierre ended up getting it. And I know people feel a way about Aaron Pierre because, colorism. Oh, he's too light. I don't know. First of all, he looks like a comic book character, especially with those eyes of his. And if you're doing something like Green Lantern, I almost said Green Arrow, child. Green Arrow. Shout out to that show over at the CW. There were, he was supposed to be Green Lantern. I could definitely look at Aaron Pierre and be like, he literally looks like something out of the pages of a comic book. He has the look, he has the height, he has the physicality. I don't mind the fact that he is the specific hue color of what the character is in the comic book. I'm always about, if you're going to hire somebody who's black or hire somebody for the character, if they look enough like a superhero that they could pull it off. Because we can't always go by accuracy. It's the same argument that they have over there about that Amelia Perez movie, that some people are upset that they didn't hire full-on Mexicans to be in that film. It's like, you know what? If they're of under the Hispanic umbrella and whoever is right for the part, I'm not mad if they go and pick that person to play that part, because it's whoever is better for the job. And sometimes you can sit up here, oh, yeah, we can find, we literally sit up here just looking at the most darkest of darkest actor to be in this movie. But if they're not giving me what we're looking for in regards of the story, then what are we supposed to do? Not make it because a lot of people will be mad about a specific hue of a character? Like, it doesn't make sense to me in regards to doing that. But I say, well, so yeah, that's all I got to say on that. I know it was a lie, but it was a lot to break down in regards to that. So I say all this to say, who do you think should be the new Black Panther? Because they are going to we're getting another Black Panther, whether y'all want it or not. Who out of those six do you think would make a good Black Panther? And even if you don't like those six, what actors do you guys have in mind that you could drop in the comments that you would like to see be the new T'Challa in the variant multiverse, whatever the hell it's going to be, whatever direction they're going in, because we have no idea. We don't know what the next story leading is. We got a little bit of possibility that what it is in the upcoming Captain America movie, Brave New World. We got a little bit about it with the adamantium and all the other stuff. We don't know if that's going to have a connection for future MCU films, but we'll see whenever all that comes out. And who knows when we're getting another Black Panther movie, but we know when it's coming. And so who do you think is going to play the character? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below.